This is the dashcam video of another patrol car following Officer Jason Van Dyke's patrol car to the location where LaQuan McDonald is shot dead.
They're demonstrating after officials released dashcam video that shows a white police officer fatally shooting a black teenager.
Chicago police officer charged with murdering a teenager, firing 16 shots in 15 seconds.
Cook County State's Attorney Anita Alvarez charging Van Dyke with first-degree murder Tuesday. His attorney refusing to answer questions, only saying,
"This is not a murder case."
LaQuan McDonald's family estate attorneys allege in these emails that police officers threatened witnesses and asked them to change their accounts.
We need, as a city, to get to a point where young men in our community and in parts of our city see an officer and don't just see an officer with a uniform and a badge, but they see him as a partner in helping them reach their full potential.
He alleged that three witnesses, three people who witnessed this officer-involved shooting, were taken to the police station. They were held against their will. They were interrogated, one of them for up to 6 hours. And this individual saying that she was only released after she asked for an attorney.
And they see in that officer a mentor, a Little League coach, a leader in the church and in their community, which they are.
Now, hear this. If their accounts would have been included in the police reports, one of them would have said that she said that she was saying, stop shooting, while she was witnessing the officer-involved shooting. And then another account from a truck driver that said he, quote, saw an execution.
Police brutality is a plague in the United States that lawmakers are willing to aid and abet through our tax dollars, funding many of our fellow Americans' own demise. These senseless, heinous acts of violence on behalf of the state inflicted on our countrymen have been brought to the forefront by activists, authors, journalists, movies, documentaries, poetry, and much more. In Chicago, the unjust slaying of 17-year-old LaQuan McDonald went global. We all saw the video evidence, but the Chicago Police Department, with many bad faith actors in powerful positions to do their bidding, wanted us to think otherwise. One of those individuals was then Mayor Rahm Emanuel, a man with a cozy relationship to the DNC and handpicked by President Joe Biden to serve as ambassador to Japan. Emanuel, per MSNBC's Chris Ginder, hid the tape of the police's murder of McDonald while he fought for re-election in Chicago. Emanuel's administration spent more than a year arguing against releasing footage of the 17-year-old's death to the public, only relenting because of a judge's order. While Emanuel denies ever conducting a cover-up, the Associated Press would put in their piece, there is no incident in recent Chicago history that has created such distrust of City Hall and the police department than then Mayor Rahm Emanuel's unsuccessful legal battle to keep under wraps the dashcam video showing Officer Jason Van Dyke shoot the teen 16 times. With another unconscionable crime committed, many made their voices heard.
Being in Chicago, and it's like, that's a single degree of separation from me. Like one of my good friends, Paris, LaQuan, I was his little bro, you know, from his neighborhood, and just somebody that he would look out for. The police are an evolved slave catcher, overseer organization. That's what they do. They repress. And so I kind of wanted to represent with my music video the ridiculousness of emptying so many shots into someone.
Like Chicago artist Vic Mensa, titled 16 Shots. Mensa displays grief, tragedy, corruption, local politics, and oppression. Now, some of you may know him from this.
Do you feel drill is like done? Because you also mentioned that you felt you were a little bit repulsed by the fact that so many people outside the culture of Chicago, they hyped up the music, not knowing that real lives were being affected, deaths and other type of madness happened within the music, and the music was a real life depiction of that. Like, how did you feel about it?
I wanted to slap you in your face, honestly. And I'm just seeing you here, so I'm like, this is a tame environment, so I would keep it to my words, but I really felt as if people exactly like you sensationalized and made a following off of clowning situations that we go through in real life. And I think, you know, they ain't had no right. You know, you specifically, like, you ain't never have a right. Like, whatever made you feel like you had a space to have a perspective on our people dying on a daily basis?
But Vic's lyricism hit hard, especially in this song, with an accompanying video that is even more powerful, which shows Vic getting manhandled by CPD. From nightsticks to tasers, and lastly, a firing squad unloading on him. After each attack, Mensa gets up and continues walking toward police. The images are jarring, even after seeing so many videos of police attacks going viral in recent years. This record is like self-defense, Mensa says of his EP There's a Lot Going On, which features 16 shots, because to me, LaQuan McDonald represents Emmett Till, which represents every name down the line. And since then, a lot of things have changed, but one main thing hasn't changed, is that our lives are not respected. The song would have such an effect that protesters would chant 16 shots as they marched in rally after rally in the city. In addition, he'd tell the Chicago Times, "I never had much faith that Jason Van Dyke would be convicted, because history indicates otherwise. America is a racist empire, so I'm not too surprised they, Van Dyke's legal team, would use my art to influence their legal, illegal proceedings. Yeah, F the police," Mensa said. For the record, a jury found Jason Van Dyke guilty of second-degree murder and 16 counts of aggravated battery. However, he would go on to serve less than half of his nearly 7-year prison term for the 2014 fatal shooting of McDonald. It was a pathetic ending. The fact Van Dyke was even convicted and served time was a rarity, as outlined by Vox. Between 2013 to 2019, out of 1,944 police killings of black people, charges were brought in 3% of cases and less than 1% reached a conviction. Mensa would say of 16 shots, "That's a song that I've been wanting to write since I was 16 years old. For more than half my life, there has been tension with police. I felt mistrusted, disrespected. I've been a target of police since childhood. And if saying things that I feel I have to say from my life experience reinforces that, so be it. I get searched twice when I go to airports. I get pulled over for driving a nice car because I'm young and black. In the end, it's the same old, that such a tragic song already wanes in timeliness is a testament to the failed promises of post-racial America." Hey everyone, if there are any stories that you want to bring to our attention, whether it is the local level, collegiate level, professional level, national level, that you think would be worthy of a story and us covering, there are so many hours in a day and only so much we see. Submit them to me. Get at me on Twitter, on Instagram, and TikTok. Send me a DM, send me a tweet, what have you. We appreciate it. Hope you have a great day.